man on the job now, week and a half before school starts. How are you feeling, and do you feel ready?
Yes, I feel ready. I'm excited about the new year. For our district, we never really closed. We were open throughout last school year. We never closed a school or a campus. And then we went right into a more robust summer school program. And now we're back at it on August 10th, so we will be ready.
How do you feel taking on this role?
I'm excited, and I'm humbled. I was really, taken back with the board. I had the full support of the board to jump into this role, and they've entrusted me with the responsibility, and I'm going to work hard not to let them down.
Yeah, that must have felt good to not only see all the board members support you, but some of your colleagues as well throwing their support behind you.
It was really nice, and having worked here for 23 years, and we've got nearly 23,000 employees. I don't know all of them on a first-name basis, but I know a lot of them, and there's been a lot of support, and it's been really gratifying, and just makes me feel good about my career and what's ahead for the district.
So obviously the big issue as we get ready for school, it's COVID, it's the masks. We thought maybe we'd be in a better position right now than we're in. We did see Broward County last night move toward a mask mandate. How are you feeling about it, and are you still leaning toward the optional plan?
Well, you're right. We ended the school year and things were looking more optimistic, and we were hoping we could be optional on the face coverings. I am concerned about the Delta variant, and I'm watching very closely the CDC, the American Academy of Pediatricians, and I'm going to be reaching out to health officials and continue to monitor this situation. And at the end of the day, I need to do what's best to protect our students and our staff.
Do you foresee a change coming before school starts?
It's too early for me to say that. I mean, school's not that far off. We have a little time here, but it is a situation I'm closely monitoring, and it's one of my top priorities. Right, I'm first day on the job. I'm not a medical expert, but I'm going to get as coached up and get as much information as I can, so that I can make the best decision for our students.
Yeah, this is one that you jump into this, and it's like you are hit with this straight on. This mask issue, and COVID kind of really coming to the forefront, right?
Right.
As you get sworn in.
Right. It's tough. Everyone's got COVID fatigue. I'm no different. I would like to shed my mask right now, but we've got to do it smart and keep people safe, and hopefully bring this whole chapter to an end in the short term, and not have this linger for years to come.
The governor has said, no mask mandates, I'll impose legislation if we see it. I haven't seen a reaction from him yet to Broward's decision last night. Does that, would that stop you from moving forward if you feel a mask requirement is necessary?
Well, last night I was sworn in, and I promised to abide by the Constitution, this government state of Florida. So if the governor passes a law as a constitutional officer, I'm not going to break that law. But right now, it seems like it's left to the discretion of the local school districts.
So for parents who are planning, a week and a half out, we're still kind of in that we're evaluating things phase.
Yes, I would ask them, stay tuned, and we will get you, if there's any change, we'll let you know as soon as possible.
Okay, great. For the parents who are very concerned, if you end up not doing, mandatory masks, and they're worried about, we won't have as much social distancing naturally because all kids are back. What other steps can you guys take, or how do you assure them that you're doing everything to keep their kids safe?
So we're going to keep doing what we did last year. We had enhanced cleaning, we had hand sanitizer, sanitizing wipes. We're working on some new things. Last year we put in the MERV 13 air filters, and this year we're working on, I just signed a purchase order this week for almost $6 million in HEPA portable filters to get into the classrooms in our school clinics. Those are going to start coming in by the truckload, and it's going to take us a while to get every classroom addressed, but by probably late September that'll be completed, and if we can move faster we will. It's just that was something that was decided relatively recently, and now my procurement team has done an awesome job with the logistics, acquiring this many filters, getting them distributed to all of our schools and classroom is a Herculean task. And I'm really excited about what they've shared with me as of late as yesterday as how they're going to deploy and move as quickly as possible.
with the way things are looking right now, are you concerned, more concerned than last year, or about the same with cases and quarantines and just kind of the spread in the schools?
No, I think last year was the greatest concern. I mean, we now have a vaccine available to any, well, if you're 12 or older, it's available. And, you know, we've had several opportunities for our employees in the community. We've partnered with the healthcare district. So I feel like, you know, that's a great option that's out there to people and puts us in far better position than we were last year. We know what works. We know what's important. We continue to follow the guidelines. And so we're fully prepared for this school year to welcome our students back on campus. We'll distance the best we can. We won't be able to guarantee that 6 feet. It might be more like 3 feet, and even in some schools, 3 feet might be tough. But no, we're ready, and I really think having our kids on our campus is what's best for them.
And speaking of that, what about enrollment? And you may have more knowledge of this as the money guy.
Right.
When you look at the numbers, where do you see this school year as far as the enrollment numbers?
So last year we went down about 6,000 students. We expected to bounce back or bring back about 1,500 for the upcoming year. I'm hoping it's more, but we're going to have to see how it goes. There is some uncertainty. You know, families have other options. I hope they choose us. I feel like their students will do far better in one of our schools with our teachers than they will, you know, through virtual ed or home education. And I would just, you know, ask them to please give us a chance. And we know we had some families that maybe have held back their kindergarten student a year. And again, I think we need to get all the kids back in the classrooms. We've got a very talented faculty of teachers, and we know the students will ultimately fare better if they're working and getting the socialization. If they have any social emotional needs, you know, from the pandemic, we have behavioral health professionals ready on every campus to support them. And we also had the benefit of the federal ESSER dollars. We know there's been learning loss or unfinished learning. You know, we had a more robust summer school program to help, you know, start to address that, but we're going to have to do a lot more in the year ahead. And fortunately, we have some funding available now to do that, thanks to the American Rescue Plan.
Yeah, I know there was, I was just talking about it this morning, like 300 plus jobs, teaching positions, just to kind of help with the COVID slide and try to get kids back on track a bit.
Yes, we've deployed 350 kind of specialized teaching positions into our neediest schools, and that's just the first start of starting to see the impact of these federal dollars. There's going to be more tutorial services and an array of programs and services as we move forward. Part of that is we need to we're getting more data every day on the students' academic performance and where they may have slipped behind, and so that really helps us tailor our plan to best meet their needs.
What do you want people to know about you? Those obviously in the district are very familiar with who Mike Burke is, but some community members may not be as familiar. So what do you want people to know about you? I
would just want them to know that what you see is what you get. I may not be the flashiest leader, but I'm a hard worker, and I'm committed to the school district, and I'm committed to the children of this community. And I'm going to, you know, try to make the school board proud. They've given me this responsibility. I am, I guess, a non-traditional superintendent coming up from the business side of things, but I feel like being in that role has prepared me. You know, I'm a part of decisions that are made on how we use our resources, how we support our schools and our teachers,